Right, morning folks. Today I want to tie a fly that's been really popular at the moment, the Francis shrimp. So I'm going to tie it on a little plastic tube, and we'll be putting a cone head on it. It's either silver or gold. I'll show you what you need to tie this. You're going to need, so from the from the back of the fly, there's various different materials you can use. I'm tying them, some of them with this sort of bright rusty brown fox, or you can go with the dark sort of chocolate fox. I've not tried these yet, but I'm going to try a few on brown or black bear. I've tied quite a few with brown calf. Then you need to go into the feelers, which are simply a cheap Chinese cock cape, and you basically strip it back like that. It's tedious, it's extremely tedious, and it's the same principle when you're doing Sneldas, except I would dye them for Sneldas to the colour that I was needing. So basically that forms the feeler. There's the finished product there. So that'll be the feelers, and you'll have the fox coming out the back. Then done quite a lot of searching for body materials for these flies. This is a micro chenille, and it gives it that nice bulk. And then just a simple piece of ribbon, silver or gold oval tinsel, and as I said, oh yeah, any old, this is just like a little brown badger for the hackle at the front. I'll show you before I go into tie this. I'll just show you how I set up the tube. It's not just a case of simple doing that, because then you get this big step where the liner meets the outer. You'll get a big step there. So what I do for that is I simply cut it at an angle, so you've got the tube at an angle, and before I put in the insert, I just very slightly burr the end so that it gets a grip in there and doesn't come back out, and that's it, ready to tie on. All you need to do is, obviously that piece is too long, so I'll cut it back to about there, and that's you ready to go. So we'll just use this one. Tying threads, no, doesn't matter, you don't see it so I'm just going to use this is black uni thread 80. And I'll come up to it. When you make that burr on the plastic tube, you'll see a ridge here, and that's where I just leave it. This is for the hook to go into this part here. So this one, I'm going to do another one dark one because I've already done a couple, so I need 3 black. So somebody's on. Somebody wants to answer that phone. So there we go, and then I just turn it. So you want to keep this fairly short. I personally, I've only had one fish, maybe 2, one of Francis. And even at that, I wasn't fishing it properly. I think you've got to fish it almost like a nymph, or almost like you were fishing the prawn. You've got to fish it over known lies. get it down deep into their face. And I know it's very effective in certain situations. For me, it's sort of like it's like a last, if I'm not catching anything and I get to the end of the day, I'll maybe say, oh, I'll chuck one of them through, but I don't think it should be looked at like that. I think it should, it's something that I would like to learn how to fish it effectively, but I don't think every river lends itself to it either. So that's the first 2 feelers in. It could, I mean, the guys that have been selling them just now are buying exactly what I'm tying just now. They're saying they're using them because there seems to be a trend this year. A good run in the summer, fish up until about mid-August for us here were relatively normal, as in catching wise, but now they just seem to have switched off for some reason. There's fish there, there's fresh fish there, not just coloured fish, but they just seem to be extremely hard to catch. And I don't know whether it's, I don't know what it is. I mean, going down to bits that normally I would go down to, and you'd be praying for water at the height it's at, and we've had that water at that height for weeks and we've not been getting anything. It's maybe like one of my friends says, it's the way that fish get spoiled on low water where they switch off. It could be the same getting too much water, they switch off just the same, they get used to it. Because we've had so much water this year, perfect water this year, and you're going down and you know within half an hour that you're as well just packing in. So that's the 4 feelers on. I'll cut these after I've tied the fly, after I've finished the fly. So this is where we come in with a little bit of micro chenille. Tie it up to there. And now I'm going to do this one silver. So silver rib, silver cone. So that's the 2 I'm doing. Silver rib, silver cone, or gold rib, gold cone. Just come in, and it's important not to wind that silver rib right to the very end, because I always like to put a turn of this in before that. So that's it ready. So last but not least, a wee bit of super glue there to keep the body on. Don't want it slipping. It just gives the fly, oops, it just gives the fly a bit more longevity. As it says when it's flying off the face. So that's it, 4 turns, lock it in, trim that, bring the rib down. You bring the rib down through the grooves of the chenille like that, and you'll get it nice and even. It's not a hard fly to tie, it really isn't. But it is all about getting that shape there. I've tied it before with like flosses and things, and if you don't build it up, I just don't think it looks right at all. It's got to be like a little fat carrot shape. So just pop in the final hackle, and it's about 3 or 4 turns. 1, 2, 3, lock in that as well. Get rid of that. Just a quick tidy up of the head area there. Doesn't need to be fantastic. Cone's going to cover most of it. There we go. Just a wee bit of super glue on the thread. Cut that off. We'll pop on a silver cone. There we go. And all that remains, I'll trim that down a wee touch. That should be us. Make sure the holes at the front as well, and then just take that back. And there we go. Lovely wee Francis. Ready to go. Thanks for watching.